Hi everybody, thank you very much for joining me here in the den at Friendship Shaving. If you've not come across me before, my name is Mark and it's great to have you here on this very warm day. It is 29 degrees in this little room, so it's a perfect day for a very refreshing shave which I've got lined up for you today. I'm going to be shaving with a razor that I've not used on video before. It is my Parker variant. And I've matched that really well with an Astra Superior Platinum. It seems to be a really good razor blade combination. So I've been enjoying that for the last few shaves, and this is the fourth shave with that razor blade. I'm going to be using my Coolest soap, and it is my executive shaving cream, and it is rosemary, eucalyptus, bergamot, juniper and pine needle. It is mentholated and it's perfect for a day like today. And just to remind you, I always put a discount code for executive shaving in the description to all of my videos now. So if there's anything you need, that's in there for a 5% discount. So I've got my brush loaded up. I've got my Yaki heavy metal. Now I normally face lather with the natural shave cream from Executive Shaving, but I decided to bowl lather today. And it's lathered up very well indeed. Excuse me. The menthol there has just caught my breath a little bit. I think this is the only product I've got in my den at the moment that has menthol in it. It's not usually as strong as this, but it's just catching me today. I don't normally do that at all. My shave was going to be completely different today. I was going to have a nice lime themed shave. But honestly, the heat made me change my mind. We don't often get a day as good as this in the UK. Not in the last few years anyway, so when the sun does come out, it's especially nice, but great to have a mentholated product today. Now, the Parker variant is a lovely looking razor. There we are, you can see it is a two-piece razor. There's a retaining clip that keeps the adjustment knob in place. So I'll pop the razor blade in, but I'm actually going to start chatting about the razor that this is designed from. And that is the Merkur Progress. Now I'm putting this together the wrong way. Let me just show you in a moment. That's it, we've got it right. So you can see there are marks in the guard plate and the head cap, and they must line up so that the adjustment dial is correct. So I was just putting that on the wrong way around there for a moment. But I'm going to talk a little bit about the Merkur Progress, which This has exactly the same style head. And it is, like the Progress, a very, very nice shave. The Progress was first brought to market in 1955. It surprised me that it was such an old razor. Now, when the Progress first came to market, it had, those that are familiar with it, it had a Bakelite knob on the bottom, but it also had a Bakelite guard plate. By 1958, they did away with the Bakelite guard plate, and I think it spoiled the overall look of the razor. I think the Merkur Progress looks a little bit odd with that plastic adjustment dial at the bottom. Whereas when they first brought it out, that had something to match up to with the Bakelite guard plate. So there we go, the Merkur Progress is, just thinking about it, 65 years old this year. Incredible, really. So it's really stood the test of time, and that is why there are copies around of that style head. Now I've got this on setting 2.5. And I'm finding it to be exceptional. It really is a great shave. The variant is a heavy razor. It comes in at 110 grams. It is a brass frame, so it has got a good weight. So just letting the weight of the razor do all the work for me. It really is superb. It's a fantastic razor. And of course the design of the head with those great big gaps just mean that it is really easy to rinse the lather and the hair from your razor. Don't be put off by the look of the head. It looks a bit strange compared to most safety razors, but it really is a terrific design. I think the Germans in their design are just way ahead of their time, really. But as I say, it's still around that design, so it obviously works very well. Now we'll just put a little more soap on this brush. Now Parker are an Indian company. They've been around since 1973. And there are a couple of versions of the variant available. This is their matte version. They actually call it their satin chrome. It sounds much posher, doesn't it? But there's also a charcoal version where this part of the handle is coloured charcoal, and there's a rose gold version. I must say, I love this one. I have a Goodwill, a 1930s, 1931 Canadian Goodwill that has been replated in a satin finish. I must admit I like a satin finish. There we are. I picked this brush today, so I thought it went quite well with the razor. Now I'm actually going to turn this up. There are 5 settings on the dial, but there are half settings as well. So essentially there are 10 settings because of that. So I've put it up from 2.5 to 3.5, and I've been experimenting this week with using the adjustable razor in a slightly different way to how I would normally use it. I found that 2.5 is a really nice starting point for me. But the razor is very, very smooth indeed. And with this Astra blade, I found that on the second pass, with the slickness of the soap, I couldn't really feel the blade. So rather than starting with a higher setting and working my way down to lower settings, or finding a setting that I was happy with throughout the shave and keeping it the same, I decided to start on the lower setting and put it up as I went along, and it's worked very well. I think I prefer to use an adjustable razor this way, and I'd be really interested to know if you follow the same routine with your adjustable. If you don't, I'd recommend trying it just to see what you think of it, and I'd be interested in your comments if you do that. This one is a little bit cumbersome, this head. It's not low profile, but personally I don't find that a problem under the nose. I tend to come in from the side, but just on the front there, I push my nose up slightly and lower my lip like that, just to get under there. And that was a little trick I picked up from Randy Wright. I tell you guys, it's a tremendous show. I can't put into words how good it is. I've had this a while. I've only really started using it very recently. And that is simply because there aren't enough days in the week for me to shave and put a video together using all the razors I've got all of the time. So some of them get put in the list and I have to just work my way to them. And I'm very glad to be able to do that, because I'm going to start to do now is go back to some of those razors that I haven't used for a long time and bring those out again. I'm looking forward to that very much. So I've got my last bit of soap in the bowl. I judged that fairly well actually. I'll tell you, I'm glad of this cool shaving soap today. It's actually given me a little bit of a cold headache. I think that was just because I was so hot before. Now I had a little surprise planned for you all, but we're expecting a storm and some thunder later. So I'll wait for a clear day again. And I'll go out on the front and make a video of my street and be able to show you around a little bit. Now there are no houses opposite me, so it's not like I'll be looking into somebody else's house. It's not one of those videos, but that's just something I've got planned. So maybe that'll be a Sunday sit down with a difference. Now this razor, the variant is 103mm in length. That is the same size as the longer handled Merkur Progress, but this one is a little bit cheaper. The Progress do two sized handles, a longer and a short, so the longer handle is this size. The Progress is a little bit lighter, 10 grams lighter I believe. Now I'm going to keep that on the same setting, 3.5. And you can hear that works very well. So I hope you're doing well where you are. Hope you're getting some nice weather. I wonder, those of you that work, if you're able to get back to work yet with this virus that is hanging around. I hope you've got some normality back into your lives. Now you might notice I'm going against the grain on my face, but I can only really go to about there with this razor. I can come in here, but it's these areas. Cannot go against the grain there. So we'll stick with the usual sort of sideways. You know, ladies and gentlemen, is a really tremendous razor. Really good. My God, I'm smooth. I think you know that I'm not very big on menthol, but boy, I'm glad to have that soap today. I think this is just a tremendous product. And I'm going to match that up with another tremendous product. But I've got my Future Fiction from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. And I'm using this because this has also got some menthol in it. And it will kind of match up with the shaving cream there. So that'll be a good one. Do you know I've got a hand soap for Christmas from my sister? Or was it my birthday? Anyway, I've had it in the cupboard for ages. I had Bar Simple soap in here just for washing my hands. And I've got this little bar of soap and I just took it out, didn't pay any attention. Threw away the cardboard box that it came in. I've started to use it and it's got rhubarb, blackberry and a touch of bergamot in it. And it was £6, made for this company by Bath House. So it's a good quality soap. But to my mind, it smells like Creed Aventus. So, God, it's incredible. Really, really nice soap. And I'll try and find a link to it. Because in just talking about it, the actual name of the soap company has gone out of my head. It's a bit of a strange one. But I'll find the link and put it below. I've got it here, it's just a little hand soap, but oh, it smells beautiful. Anyway, that's my shave. It was great. It was a great shave. So I'll be cool now for a little while. I hope you're managing to stay cool and stay well. I'll see you soon. Take care.